stuck in the middle with you.
That's the music of the Moon Mountain Ramblers tonight on Homegrown. Good evening. I'm your host, Dory Donahoe, and the Moon Mountain Ramblers are my favorite bluegrass band, and they are performing at Homegrown Live at Boston's tomorrow night, Friday night, 8 to 10. It's an outdoor concert in the parking lot. For those of you who went to see Ryan Shaw there, and we've been having great homegrown music live inside, well, tomorrow night, it's just not big enough for the Moon Mountain Ramblers. So they've moved it outside. Take your low back chairs or your high back chairs or your blankets or whatever. But outdoors, I know, with me, I'll be dancing an awful lot. Anyway, that is from their brand new album, Let It All Be Good, a Jerry Rafferty song, Stuck in the Middle with You. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me tonight. Now I have a very special treat for you. First, a produced song from a really great local artist. I feel like I almost feel like it's my find because I found him first. His name is Gary Fulkerson, and he brought in a CD with one song on it. It's an instrumental tune called A New Day. We're going to play that right now, and then Gary will be joining me in studio. You'll get to meet the man close up and personal, and he's going to play some amazing songs for us. So right now, here is A New Day, Gary Fulkerson, tonight on Homegrown.
You're listening to the Homegrown Music Showcase with Dory Donahoe on Clear 101.7.
I'm ready when you are.
To be flying round and around, I can feel you next to me, flying around and around, and I am never coming down, and I love you, so hold on tight, hold on with all your might. Just hold on tight.
Gary Fulkerson in studio with me, and I pronounced your name correctly, right?
That's correct.
I am so glad to have you here. We heard your first song, New Day, and we just heard Spinning. You're playing in studio with us tonight, and I'm so excited to have you here. Do you play like one of my favorite guitarists? Do you ever listen to Patty Griffin?
No, obviously I'm familiar with her, but I've never really spent much time with her, no.
Part of that last song that you played was so reminiscent of her guitar skills, and she's a phenomenal songwriter, guitar player in her own right, but I am just blown away. I love the way you play guitar.
Thank you. Well, it's an honor, first of all, to just be here with you, so...
Well, you know,
gratitude.
we met at Relay for Life, and I usually know every musician that's in town, and I was drawn to your music, and then a friend of mine, Tim Underwood, came up and he goes, yeah, that's my buddy, my guitar playing buddy, Gary. And that was your very first time performing out.
That's right. In fact, Tim is the probably my lone audience member up until that point. So
I love the folk and rawness of your songwriting, and it exposes a nerve. And we're going to hear lots more tonight. So as we go on, people will understand what I'm talking about. But I really like the way you kind of mixed Jim Croce and Eddie Vedder together. I really enjoy that. Does that sound like? I hope that's a compliment. To you.
Absolutely. How could that not be? You know what's crazy is that I cannot pin down what my genre is or
you
what
don't even
style.
have to.
It's just it pours out of me from my heart, and I'll write some very quiet, simple instrumental piece in one morning, and then that afternoon something strong wants to come out of me, and it really is just what I'm experiencing at that very moment in time.
And I want to hear one of those instrumentals next. It's so refreshing to talk to an artist who isn't all about ego. There's an awful lot. It's the song in the pure, rarest form that comes from inside, and I love it. I can't wait to hear more.
Thank you.
Let's do another one. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, I got it rolling.
I'll play one of those quiet numbers I was telling you about.
Gary Fulkerson tonight on Homegrown. I am so glad to have you here. I guess I'm just me, but I want to just applaud all over the place. Now, are you available to play venues around town where people are having dinner? Yes, that music is so melodic and wonderful. It just kind of mesmerizes me.
Thank you. Absolutely. It took. I don't know. It took a lot of pushing from friends and family to get out for that first gig, I guess you could say. And I had been writing for some time prior to that, but never had the gumption, I guess, to get up there in front of people. And I finally did it. And once I got that taste, boy, I just want to share. I just want to share it with everyone.
Well, and part of who you are, it makes your songwriting so wonderful, is you're a daddy, and I got to meet your children and your lovely wife, and so I think that comes through in the courage of having them around you. And didn't you write a song,
Yes.
with your son, or am I remembering that wrong?
I did. One song I was working on on the couch, and my son came up to me, and that's actually how I write songs mostly, is with continuous interruptions at home. But he came up to me, and I was playing on Which Way to Go. I was really stuck in a song, and he started humming with me, and sure enough, I went up there and found that place, and together we kind of wrote the rest of the song together.
Can we hear that song now? Did you not have it on the list?
I didn't, but I could try to break it out for you.
Well, if you're not comfortable, we don't have to, but
I can play a sampling of it. How about that?
Let's do that. Let's just hear a little bit of what.
Cool.
And what is your son's name?
Miles.
Miles. This is Miles' contribution. Now, how old is Miles?
I'm sorry, that was a little rough. But
it was not. But that's the song that he actually helped hum your way through?
That's right. That's, in fact, making those little turns was where... Oh, you see, now I just butchered it.
Okay,
my apologies to Miles. But making those turns, that was all him. I was completely stuck, and he was probably 3.5 at the time, 4.
Yeah. So, out of the mouths of babes.
Yes. Well,
and so,
as long as we listen, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm like a huge fan of those talented children and looking at things through their eyes.
That's right.
He's so lucky to have such a great, talented daddy. And are you going to offer him up the guitar when he's ready?
Yep, I don't want to force it.
No.
I was forced piano when I was growing up, and so that's probably why I'm playing guitar today.
Well, I was going to ask you, you have too much. I mean, you talk about this like you're just now getting out there and performing, but you don't play like someone who's brand new to instruments. So.
Well, thank you. Well, I picked up the guitar probably 7 or 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I mean, I always had that token guitar that you buy at the grocery store, in the apartment kind of a deal, just for show, and you never pick it up.
Because it looks kind of cool to women that come in.
Right. Well, yeah. Because you always have this hope to pick it up and play at some point, and you just never do, and especially not that guitar. No one would want to do that. But I finally started taking it seriously for some reason. I had picked up piano. I got back into that a little bit, and my piano teacher moved, and I was stuck without a teacher. And I said, well, now it's maybe a good time to switch.
And there you are.
And here I am. It was really wild. I'm just following the lead of life.
So what do you have next for us?
Well, how about another singing one?
Okay.
This is called One of One.
something coming on. I can hear it in the trees. And it calls to me. And it begs of me. Don't fear the fear. Run away from running away from here. Look forward and see. There's no such thing as me. Awakened one morn, consider it reborn. I am just one, but one of one. Wake up and see. It's happening all around me. Surrender somehow. It's only within now. There's something coming on. I can hear it in the trees. And it calls to me. And it begs of me.
Okay, now you're just showing off. That
thank you.
was absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love the honesty of your music. And I know I
Thank
sound like
you.
I'm gushing, and I don't do that for everyone.
Well,
but
thank you.
I was literally torn away from what I was doing and to listen. And you had, quite the big loudspeakers and playing all through the Relay for Life, and everyone did the same thing.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
just excited to have you here, and I hope you
thank
move
you.
forward with this and don't lose that.
No,
that
it's a fire.
pureness.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So tell me about where that song came from, because the lyrics are just eloquent.
Well, I think the wonderful thing about music is it can mean something to different to anyone. And for me personally, that song, it essentially means that whether you choose to live as an individual, or whether you choose to live as one as a whole with the rest of the planet, if you will. That's the choice, and that's where happiness is going to be found. And so that really is the backbone of the entire song, is where do you choose to be.
Well, and listening to that song just now, everything, the outside turmoil, things I have to do later. I'm one of those people who thinks constantly, Mm-hmm. I can multitask. I can enjoy a piece of music, and I can figure out what I'm going to fix for dinner. But during that song, everything else faded away. And that's how I can tell I'm truly in love with a certain piece of music. When I can't do anything but just listen. And so I'm excited.
Thank you.
Are we going to hear next?
Well, let's see. Let's play a song actually titled after my other son, my younger son named Max.
Okay, we are once again, for those of you just tuning in and being awed by this, Gary Fulkerson is live in studio with us. And, you know, we're not exactly a music recording studio. So the wonderful sounds that you hear are coming directly out of him. It's actually raw, live, and thank you so much for coming in. Do you have a website or an email address for people to get a hold of you?
Sure. Gary Fulkerson at gmail.com is my email address, and yep, shameless plug, I am available if so desired. So please reach out. And
I think probably we have a lot of homegrown artists who listen to the show, and everyone loves to jam with everyone else. So it's about time we introduce you to this community. And am I pushing it to ask for another song or so?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
How about one called But I'll Try? I stood and stared into the sun, knowing it could blind me. What could I do made me think of you. Anything to remind me, but I'll try. I'll try for you. I wade through time without a breath. Does breathing really matter? Just turning moments into one, I guess. So I won't have to wait forever, but I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for you. It never dies. The need to find what's true. Throughout the show I come and go and never know behind which eyes I'll find you, but I'll find. Oh, I'll find you. Stared into the sun, knowing it could blind me.
Okay, I like that one too. Gary Fulkerson on Homegrown tonight, picking and singing live in studio. I don't know if I had to choose between your instrumentals and your what you call your singing songs. I couldn't. I have to have them all.
That's probably why I keep playing them both at the same time. So,
well, very, very good.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate that.
Do you have one more in you? We're getting ready to wrap up Homegrown, but I think we have one more time for one more if you want.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Gary Fulkerson at gmail.com.
Once I walked alone, I felt at home with what surrounded me. emptiness and nothing but myself, all alone, no one home, only thoughts of you. And oh, how you echoed through my mind. Scattered, endless matter, drawn together in peculiar ways. Moments changing, rearranged for what's on its way. Was then you reappeared for the first time I could see you. Those were the first days of my life. Scattered, endless matter, drawn together in peculiar ways. Moments changing, rearranged for what's on its way.
Gary Fulkerson on Homegrown tonight, the man without a genre, and we don't care because you are setting your own, blazing your own trail.
Oh,
I would think that they could come up with a different version of soul music, you know, not soul as in Aretha Franklin,
Soul,
but soul as
deep
from the soul.
within.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to call your music.
I like it.
Okay.
I can dig that.
We have one more song,
Sure.
and then we are going to say goodnight. Now, once again, you can get a hold of Gary through GaryFulkerson@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Gary Fulkerson tonight on Homegrown. Thank you so much. What was the name of that last one?
Taylor's Moon.
Ooh, I love it.
Thank you, and it's been an honor for me, Dory, so thank you so much.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out and about a lot. Again, Gary Fulkerson at gmail.com. And Fulkerson's just like it sounds.
Fulkerson.
There you have it. Or you can get a hold of me, Dory, at clear1017.fm. And that wraps up a wonderful edition of Homegrown. We'll see you next time, Thursdays at 8. Until then, be good to each other.
Amen.
If you'd like to have your original music featured on Homegrown, send your package to Clear 1017. Attention, Dory Donahoe. P.O. Box 5037, Bend, Oregon 97708.